welcome to a special edition of the TheResource. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. The day is finally here. I'm really excited because I have my good friend and mega producer all the way from Minnesota. He's going to spend some time with us. He's going to talk about his 12-week level up, which I've marked up and I got a lot of questions on. So for those of you who don't know, my good friend is Lee Aldrich. He is a mega producer at Guaranteed Rate. He helped 461 families last year for $125 million. It's a huge amount of business. It's just basically Lee and 2 loan officer assistants, so a very small but efficient team. That's super cool. He's got about 80 referral partners, 6,600 people in his database. Tools that he leverages is Total Expert, MBS Highway, BombBomb, and a few I'm sure that we'll get into. So Lee, man, great year, first of all, and thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thank you so much, and great to see you again.
Well, let's kind of backstory here, guys. So Lee's got a 12th man jersey on. He is in Minnesota, and you can see his Minnesota Viking jersey behind him. And do you want to tell the audience why you're wearing that jersey today? How you got that?
Yeah, well, the jersey and the actually, that's 2 of the last 3 games. Ryan and I had wagers on it, and the first game the Vikings lost, I had to buy the hat and go on Facebook for my first ever video. And then when I was out in Seattle with Ryan and others for a mastermind weekend, we also went to the Seahawks game and were on the field, which was an amazing experience.
That was super cool, yeah.
And I brought a number 12 former Percy Harvin jersey from the Vikings out in case the Vikings somehow won and Ryan was going to wear it, but the Seahawks came through, and they even came through this last year. So I don't have a third piece of clothing to wear yet, but I'm sure we'll have another bet next time around when they meet up again.
At some point, we're going to lose to you, and I'll be wearing purple, and it'll come full circle, bud. But I love seeing you in our Seahawks blue and green. What else you got there? What are you sipping on? I think I saw a Seattle Starbucks.
Yeah, I wanted to make you comfortable with the amenities from Seattle and picked up Starbucks on the way.
Such a good guess, man. We appreciate it. All right, buddy, let's dig into your 12-week first. Man, 461 families. Like, that's an amazing accomplishment. Like, what is your superpower that helped you originate that much business? Because that's an insane number.
Yeah. Well, definitely a lot of time. And as they say, what is, your super ability, it's availability. So having myself and my team work countless hours this last year. And more importantly, what I've heard from many customers is, people aren't getting back to them. So we've really stepped up our speed to get back to people, whether it's an email, online application, or phone call. And I think that is a huge part of our success in getting so many closings this year is just being here and being able to help people.
You talked about hard work, and people throw it around and they say it a lot, like, oh, I worked hard last year, I worked hard last week. I know you personally, man, and that's not a cliche phrase you throw around. I mean, there's been many nights that you've been working past midnight, correct?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, especially when the boom first hit. I mean, my typical Monday would be an 18-hour day. I'd start early and work as late as I could. And then as the week progresses, Tuesday might be a 14, 16-hour day. And then you try to get down to 12 and 10 hours as the week progresses. But, yeah, you just got to do what you got to do to get everything done and help out your customers.
I love that that's one of our first takeaways with you right out of the gate, because I see so many people sell this empty promise of, hey, you can work a few hours a week and make a bunch of money. I just couldn't disagree more. And the people that I know personally across the nation that excel at a high level work their ass off. And I know you do as well. You just talked about the hours that you put in. Guys, don't fall for that trap of you can only put an hour or 2 in a day and still succeed. I just don't see it. I don't see it in reality. You look at the mega companies like Amazon, Jeff Bezos, those guys are still grinding even after being billionaires, and Lee is no different. I mean, 18, 16-hour days. There's no substitute for hard work. And I love that you started with that, because I think people just think that there is, and there just simply isn't. So let's dig into your 12-week a little bit more. It says on here a measly 25 million in business for the first 12 weeks. But right underneath that, and we'll have RC and Mickey show this on screen, it says start mentoring a new loan officer. First of all, like 25 million in 12 weeks is amazing, but how do you find time, and why do you find time, and why is it important to also mentor somebody new?
Yeah. Well, what I've learned this last year, obviously working a lot gets the job done, but big picture wise, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. There's no way you can, work 2 hours a week. You're going to have a healthy work schedule, putting up, hundreds of units per year. But what I'd like to do is have somebody I bring in who kind of knows my way of doing things. So when we hit, areas like this, instead of me working 18 hours on a Monday, maybe I can get a 12-hour Monday in and pass off a few deals that I share with, this younger loan officer, especially on refinances. That's a nice stepping stone. And when I first got in the business, I was only 18, and that's what I started out doing, is mostly refinances. So I just feel it's kind of a good opportunity, because I do feel we have refinances that can be done this year. And right now is a good time to start up mentoring someone, because the first quarter is a little lighter. Not lighter than, definitely busier than years past, but definitely now is a good time to put that overtime in to pay dividends later.
Nice. In jiu-jitsu, I don't know if it's our saying in jiu-jitsu, but we say you learn by teaching. And in jiu-jitsu, everything's about technique versus strength, and you have to perfect that technique. And I think that we can learn a lot. I know that we can learn a lot when we teach others and mentor others, even if we're at the top like Lee is of his game. There's not many people originating more than him. So I love that you carved out time for that person, and I know your heart. So it's really cool to see you have a very successful business, but take out time to teach others and new people what you do and how to do it. So good for you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep, very exciting. Looking forward to see how the year goes.
So the other thing that's on your 12-week, and I've done quite a few of these with top producers and ops people, executives, my team, almost everybody, especially after last year, struggled with work-life balance. I mean, you talked about putting in 18-hour days and 16-hour days, and it's on your personal goals to increase your work-life balance and spend more time with God and family. Talk to us about why that's important, and what's your plan to help achieve that this year?
Yeah, no, especially, this last year, having so much time away, really my goal is to try to get focused and set a more structured daily routine where I just have a, cutoff time. And even if it means, hey, I'm going home at 6 o'clock, have dinner with the family, and even if I do got to jump back on for an hour or two at night, I just really want to start setting like, hey, I have to treat these just like I'll have a realtor appointment or a customer meeting. I have to treat it with, like it's in my calendar and it has to be addressed. So that is definitely my focus for this year.
Yeah, that's a good point. And time blocking for family, guys, isn't a bad thing. Like, especially running at Lee's level, you have to, and you have to treat it just like it's something else. Income producing activity, like I gotta get home at 6 o'clock to be with the kids and the family. That's how you have to be proactive to be able to achieve success at 460 units a year and still be a good husband, father, wife, mother. So I love that you're doing that. You're not alone in that. The only thing I would challenge you on, and maybe you're already doing this, you probably are, share that goal with your team so your LOAs and anybody around you can help you, and they can see, okay, Lee's supposed to be out here at 5, and I know you'll be working and you'll have 13 more things to do, so you'll stay there and get them done, but your team can go, hey, Lee, go. We'll figure this out. We got this for you, bud. So that's the power of sharing these with your team so they can rally around your goals and help you achieve them.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, and I will definitely do that.
You on your professional goals, you have I think it's under your essential habits, but essentially start a marketing plan. I kind of laughed at that because I'm like, Lee, you're a mega producer. What do you mean start a marketing plan? You obviously have a really good marketing plan as is. Otherwise, you wouldn't be excelling at your level. But talk to me about that. Like it says, it doesn't say continue marketing plan. It says start new marketing plan. So what does that mean to you? And
Yeah.
I feel like you're already excelling at a high level. I don't even know if you need to add more to it.
Well, one thing, and this is just a good takeaway that others out there might want to use, is I firmly believe, especially with now with so much spam, getting stuff in the mail out to your client database is important. And that's part of what I did early on last year when I knew we were converting to a refi market. I went from one postcard a month to kind of half of my database to two postcards a month, one to every single past client, and then another to, 3 out of 4,000 random addresses. So, if you were my past client this last year, you were getting two postcards a month. And I do credit that a huge part of our refinance success because a lot of those people were calling in. I just got off the phone with one before I am talking to you now that was from 8 years ago that's reaching out on a refinance. So definitely that has been part of it. Now, next level, I'm researching and looking at rolling out with past client internet advertising as well. So that's my goal to have something in place before the first 12 weeks is up.
Ah, I love it. That's good. Let's roll into that because I had another assumption when I read part of your keep, improve, stop, start, which I just realized spells KISS for the acronym, but I digress. But it says start being disciplined. And again, maybe I wrongly assume, but I think 461 units requires you to be disciplined. I heard 16 and 18-hour days. That seems like discipline to me. But outside looking in, you wrote it down. Like, what does that mean to you?
Well, to me, the discipline part is to structure my time so I am there with my family and, getting out to church on Wednesdays because that's one thing that sacrifice. We've as a family we'd go to church on Wednesday nights a little more in the past. This last year, I've just been like, I'm just too busy to even leave the office. But that is my goal to implement, starting this first 12 weeks.
Nice. There's a lot of personal stuff on here, and I, want to thank you for sharing that with, the RE community because, you're being real open and real vulnerable. I'm really excited that you are because I want people to see how an exceptional team runs and what it's required to run at this pace and what they struggle with, what they're working on. So it means a lot that you would open up and kind of show us that, man. I really do. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. And I thank you for this opportunity to help make me more accountable to my team and my family and my church community.
Yeah, I love it. So let's wrap with two questions before we leave. As we check back in on you, because we're going to revisit, we're going to pull Lee back in. This is a series. We're going to see how he's doing with this 12-week. Did he amend it? Did he hit some of these goals? If so, we can celebrate with him. So as we check back with you, Lee, and we hopefully celebrate, hitting all these goals, what one thing sticks out in your head on the 12-week that you're like, Ryan, I really, really want to accomplish this? That way we can check back on that in the future.
Yeah, the one that's most important to me is setting up the more disciplined schedule for family and church. So
love it.
That is one that I'm going to focus the most on.
All right. Well, the RE community is behind you, and we'll help you hopefully get you there, bud. So last.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, last one, and we'll finish up. And I know there's a lot of questions that you guys have. Again, we will have Lee back on. If you have questions, hit us up or put them in the comment section. I'll try to ask next time. If Lee has time, he can get to them. But last one for today. We've talked recently a lot about success. I know that you follow the show. You've seen it as well. And we had some Maxwell quotes and Nick Saban quotes, Barry Habib quotes, and it was, a lot about success being a detriment to future success, or success actually breeding complacency. What is your plan for you and your team coming off an amazing, probably record year, that you don't fall into that trap?
Yep. No, and obviously this is part of the plan, having the 12 weeks. So it's just perfect timing for you to put this out to the community, because I knew, from past experience and having refi booms, I know it's easy to, sit and just be an order taker and not be proactive. And so before I even saw the show, I had started, going down the mentor path, researching that, and then also started researching marketing for the beginning of this year. So it's, great timing. And I just am very excited to be a part of this 12-week challenge, because I think it's essential to start this year out strong, even though there is momentum from last year. But for, future growth, and just, to be in position in case, there is, expansion of the refi wave, having this set up right out the gate is a great thing.
Love it. Man, you are a friend. I'm super proud of you. I'm so excited for your success. Again, thank you. Your time is super valuable. Again, working 18-hour days, you carved out time for the community, and I couldn't thank you any more than we have. And we will have you on again soon. We will pick your brain. We will check on you. We will hopefully help you achieve all these goals. You're a friend, and you've given us a lot. And I know that several producers that are trying to reach your level will learn a lot and apply it to their business. And that's the best thing we can do for our community is share your success. So thanks, buddy.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, and looking forward to talking soon.
All right, buddy. We'll have you on again soon. Talk to you soon. Bye.